All right, here we are. It's a new day, it's a Monday, although my uploading schedule is off track right now, but that doesn't matter. I upload whenever I have the information, whenever I have the energy, I will be recording each and every workout that I have and upload them whenever, it feels good. So, first week, I think it's, how do I say it? First week of my new training regimen, right? So I did 16 workouts with the off-season program, and a little bit over halfway through it, I went back to try to train a little bit of BJJ. Realized that I miss BJJ, and I wanted to also train that, and at the same time, do the off-season program, which is kind of high in volume. So I would feel really beat, and I would be too tired, and my hips would start to ache and stuff like that. But I know that I had 1 week left of the off-season program to do alongside the BJJ. So I thought, fuck it, let's just go for it. It's just 1 week. And it so happens that the main professor of the BJJ club came there. So I trained BJJ more in 1 week than I thought I would, but I wanted to have the opportunity to train with him and learn from him, So I did. And then I had my last session of that off-season program. I felt beat. I had a nice evening that Saturday, ate a lot of food, enjoyed myself, enjoyed my company of my girlfriend's family. Sunday, I did basically nothing. I just sat inside, playing computer games, just enjoying my day, right? Watching some TV shows with my girlfriend. I'm level 98 mining now on my old school RuneScape account, aiming to get 99. I'm gonna let the game sit for a while. Then there's so many things I want to do now that I'm coming back to feeling better. I'm just gonna put RuneScape on the side. Maybe I want to play it sometime in the summer or whenever. Maybe I want to be like, okay, let's go level these levels quickly and just do that. But I'm gonna start working in about 5 days, 25%, and by that time or slightly after, or by the end of this week, I want my mining to be done with RuneScape, so I can just let go of it, bam, let it be like that. Go back to working, maybe try to play the piano a little bit again, but mainly focusing on working out, sleeping, and working. And that's basically it. So yeah. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna have another type of training program, which is named Combat Athlete Program. And I thought, since I felt so beat and sore from the BJJ, that this is gonna be a problem for me, because I felt really sore and I didn't know how do I set this up. So what I did was I just enrolled in that kind of like combat program to see what it was. And what I could see was that the amount of volume in this program is a lot less than the amount of volume in the other program that I just did, which makes sense because this program is made for people, that the ones that takes out and makes these programs, they know that people are going to do another type of martial arts, right? Alongside these exercises, they're going to be doing BJJ, judo, Muay Thai, boxing, taekwondo, karate, you name it, wrestling, So in that sense, it doesn't make sense to do over too much volume, When I did the other training regimen, basically the program thought that, okay, you're going to do this every week and nothing else. And with that regard, the volume was really, really spot on, I think. It was not too much, not too little, if you only do that program. But once you start adding in other things as well, especially if your body's not in that great shape already, it can become too much. Which I felt like if I would have continued like that for weeks, then I would only break myself down, So yeah, but anyways, today is the first day of that workout, and it's kind of similar to the other one. I mean, we had squats and overhead press during the other program as well, but now we're going to do squats and the press with lower reps, right? So it's not going to be as taxing, it's going to be heavy, right? And then the supersets. So, you know, they're kind of like the idea in the other program was you do 2 main movements and you do 2 supersets, and when you do those 2 supersets, they're going to be very taxing, whereas the supersets now are not as taxing because, you know, Matthias is going to go and train out this week or this evening, right? So there's no need to maximize this one. We're just going to focus on what makes a combat athlete or a martial artist, what kind of explosive strength and minor accessory do they need that they don't get when they work out, you know. So I think that's great, you know. So we're going to start off with squats. In the last video I used a plank, and now I've cut the plank a little bit so that I can have the plank within the feet of the rack, so that I can use the helping arms in case I can't, you know, finish the lift. And I think that's great. I'm definitely not always going to have the plank, especially when I'm doing like warm-ups and stuff like that, you know, then it doesn't matter because now I want to get warm, you know. But once I go over 50-60% of my max capacity, then I will start having the plank just so that I don't have that limiting factor, right? And you know, keep on working with my on my mobility, you know, and eventually it will, you know, be, you know, sufficient. But otherwise, you know, so my goal is to use squats to improve things, and I also like squatting. So if I can use weightlifter shoes and work my mobility and have a perfect squat, there's no point, a reason for me to be stubborn and not have weightlifting shoes just because I want to have the feeling that I can do it without them, you know. There's no point in trying to fight it, you know. Instead, I should just use it and then, you know, go ahead. Maybe if there was some kind of competition that I was doing that wouldn't allow it, sure. Maybe then I wouldn't, you know, bother to have the shoes or, you know, work out without them. But that's not the case. Long introductory video now, or long piece of conversation, but I feel like I wanted to get that out. So it's a lot of it's a mess right now. Like I didn't really like tidy up after myself after last workout. So and it looks a bit like things are all over the place, but I'm going to tidy up after this workout. And today, going to go meet a new counselor, or not a counselor, what you call it, like not a psychologist, but someone that is hired to help me with my situation. So kind of like the person I talked to at the health clinic, but this one is hired, instead of being hired from the health clinic, is doing it through my job. And so I'm basically gonna go there, say hello. This is my situation. This is what I'm already getting help with. You know, what can you offer me that I don't already have, or do they suggest I work with both, or do they think that, all right, well, if you already had that help, then there's nothing more you can do with me. Call me if you want me, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So we're gonna do some body weight squats. Sit down in this squat position. Feels still some discomfort, right? Especially since last week I didn't do all the mobility that I was supposed to be doing. Been slacking because I'm really tired and with the BJJ. So yeah, so you can see here right now, or you can't. But right now when I'm sitting down in this position, I'm in parallel, and it feels a bit, the only place I feel it's taxing is here, right? So if I work on this, then maybe I can go lower, you know. So yeah, now I'm lower than parallel, but then I need to go more forward with my feet. So Yeah, if I could have this, bam. I have suboptimal genes for squatting, but that doesn't mean I can't squat beautifully. I just need to adapt the task style that is going to help me, right? We're about to do this. I'm looking at the clock now, about 21, right over 21 minutes, maybe 22, to do the whole kind of warm up beside the treadmill, which I walk about 5-7 minutes. So around 30 minutes in total while I'm up to my like working set, you know. Maybe that's too long, maybe it's not. All I can say that is that so far I don't feel injured, right? So I feel like this is probably contributing to me not being injured, and so I don't really see a reason to change it, you know. So we're going to go for a set of 4, and I think last week I did this weight, or if it was 90 kilos, I don't remember. I did for 3 reps on Saturday, so this should be doable. The problem is that when I go like heavy like this, I need to kind of let go of the fact that, or let go of the thought that I have to be like the same kind of form as if I would have had a empty bar, right? So the form is within a range, right? And I seem to like want to have the perfect form all the time, and you know it's good, but I don't know how realistic I am being to myself. So that felt good. That felt good. I'm using my old max on squats, or on all my lifts basically. Mostly because the last training block was not that intense with the squatting, right? So like at the end of that training block, my intensity in the squat is the same as the entry on this one. And so since I'm gonna wanna drop some weight, I'm gonna have to be careful not to hit. Let's say I would do like, all right, okay, I rest 1 week, I do 1 max, maybe I hire my reps max for 10 kilos, right? 15 kilos, whatever. And then I end up not being able to complete this 10-week block. It's not 4 weeks, it's 10 week, you know, 10 weeks. And after this one, it's going to be basically in the middle of April, May. I will see what we do then, you know. We have 4 reps, so I think I'm taking about 1.5 minutes rest between each set, 2 minutes, and then we'll go again. That feels cool. That feels cool. That can't even talk. Also something that I found out, so this rack that I bought was maybe $350, $400, something like that. And at the time it was what I could afford, and you know, it had everything. It had the helping arms, had a J-hooks, had a chin-up bar, right? So I don't really need anything more. And then I saw, like, in the specifications, I saw maximum weight, right? And I saw 150 kilos. And so I thought, okay, I had this, it's gonna be a year plus until I can do 150 kilos on my shoulders anyways with squatting, right? Because if I do 150 kilo on my deadlift, I'll just have it on the floor. But I realized that, because I looked this one up again, it turned out, like I saw it like on a Facebook ad. I already had it once, I clicked in it because I thought that maybe there's some like cool accessories I can get to this one, like a dip or whatever. And I realized that the 150 kilo limit is on the chin-up bar, while the J-hooks can take 270 kilos, which makes this rack even more amazing. 270 kilos, I'm not gonna reach, not in 10 years, you know, whatever, if I would continue to work out. And if I would continue to work out, maybe I'll have another home gym in the future, you know. So I'm really happy about that, you know, like the potential. Like I'm not gonna reach there anyways, but like the theoretical potential is, it's very nice. It's a good feeling. So I'm gonna adjust that. Okay. I know like at the end of the training block, it's going to want to have me like doing like, so like at the end of the 10 weeks, this program is gonna want me to do 110 kilos, which I put in as my max. And it's gonna want me to do that for, I think it was 2 or 3 reps, you know? And if I make that, it's gonna be so amazing, you know? And the lower volume, it's gonna make, you know, it's gonna make a big difference for me. Still gonna get the quality in from working with this. And after summer, when I'm going back probably full time, I'm not gonna have the extra time in the morning, right? So at that time, I want to have been able to practice Olympic lifts, which basically works your whole body, right? So I want to build a strong foundation, practice Olympic lifts with the technique a bit on the side, and then just do the Olympic lifts, minor accessories, next to maybe BJJ or judo, if I still want to do that, which I hope I will stick to this time. And if that's the case, then I'm going to be able to get a lot of working out done within a smaller time frame, and it's basically keep my strength, hopefully progress in my sport, and handle work, you know. So this phase I'm going through right now is just building up the foundation, you know. So as to the best of my ability is make sure I grab this opportunity. Whew, yeah, that did feel good. That felt good. So thank you, Mr. Plank. Thank you for the elevation for my feet. Okay, so that was the last kind of warming up lift. Now we're gonna add the last weight, so we're up at 20, 10, 5 on each side, another 5 on that side, 2.5, so 45 kilos. My 1 rep max, which I put in the app, which I believe is the same as when I started before, is 55 kilos on overhead press. Maybe on a really good day, I would have been able to do 60, but I think I'm gonna keep it realistic, you know. And if I miss out by a couple of kilos at the end of 10 weeks, I can still be okay with that, because my goal was not to become the strongest I can be. Then I would not do the BJJ, right? So yeah, it's gonna be nice to go out there. I've also found my old Like, so right now when I'm practicing, I'm using my first judo suit, right? Big baggy one because I'm a bit fatter now than I was when I was smaller, broader shoulder now. So, but I bought the big judo suit, like a classical one when I started judo back in 2011, 2012, right? And then once I started getting more into it, I saw these other guys had these slim robes. They looked way cooler than me, right? So I bought a slim robe for myself and had that one for many years. A blue one, you know, that was a cool, you know, not the ordinary white one, you know. When I was a teenager, I wanted to be different, right? But now I don't fit it in anymore. It's too big for my girlfriend to have. So I'm gonna bring my old judo suit to the BJJ and give it to the club so that either they can have someone borrow it in case if they need it, or if the coach sees someone that maybe doesn't have the financial means to work out or buy the suit, you know, but they want to, they can donate it to that person, you know, do whatever they want to it. But, you know, it's better that it gives someone else a lot of joy than it's just sitting in my closet, you know. The white judo suit, which is my first, that one is gonna fit me forever, so that one is gonna stick with me probably forever. But the blue one is just, I'd rather give it to someone, you know. Hopefully it can go to someone in need. All right, let's do a double. It feels so weird to do doubles. I'm so used to, like, my philosophy watching Tom Potts is like 15 fucking reps, 20 reps, you know, now doing doubles, you know, but I trust the process. To be honest, it feels good not to have, I feel relieved not having to think what I'm gonna do with my workout, you know. I just, these people, they know what they're doing, just tell them what I'm doing, and I'll do it, you know. And hopefully I can translate this kind of like loss of control to, you know, the other parts of life, you know. Like, sure, I had some control because I picked who I'm listening to, right? But that's about it. Whatever this program is going to tell me I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to do. That feels kind of cool. So double is not enough to be fatiguing, but also heavy. But I don't think I'm going to rest that much. We'll see. If maybe this set already now is going to break me, then we'll have to rest a little bit longer. But we don't know unless we try. That's some good form right there. I feel happy about that lift. That felt nice. And the resting is definitely not too short. And after this, we're going to do one new we're going to do two new exercises compared to the last program. One of them being biceps curls, so, you know, finally can get to grow my arms, you know, to flash it, you know. It's always nice to have big arms, you know, like, sure, shouldn't care about that muscles, but, you know, that big muscles. But some arm muscles are always nice to look in the mirror. You feel good about yourself. And then we're going to do this kind of like falling forward, catching yourself kind of movement, which is going to be interesting. And some face pulls. I like today's volume. I like today. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't train today because I'm really sore. I had this kind of like wound on my ankle here from BJJ. So every morning when I start to walk around, it hurts, right? Because the muscles and everything is moving. Because it's half deep, but now I feel warmed up, so I feel okay. And hopefully I don't rip up the blood clot on the BJJ tonight. I'm not stressed today. Today feels good. And I'm thankful. Nice warm up, nice everything, you know. Go to bed earlier. It's so bittersweet. It feels like I'm missing out. But I know that when I wake up and I feel rested, that's the best feeling ever. And I did not have energy drink today, which also feels, to be honest, amazing. Like, energy drink sure can taste nice. I mean, the ones that makes energy drinks, they know how to make your body want it, right? But for me, just coffee, if anything, in the morning, boom, I have a meal. I will wait for 1 hour and then work out here with low intensity training, so I don't feel weird in my stomach, the food going around. Man, this is a great morning. This is a morning to appreciate, All right, last set. All right, we did it. That is great. So we're gonna pick up the weights. I'm gonna see if I can kind of build together the kind of area that I'm going to need in order to perform this next movement, So we'll see how it turns out. All right. So, in this movement now, I am basically going to fall forward and try to hold it back for as long as I can. And then when I'm about to hit the ground, just catch myself with my hands, And this is a new movement for me, so it's gonna take some time to get used to it. But I think we can do it, So let's get this going. Hips first. Yeah, that felt weird, but I can definitely feel it's activating something in my core. So 4 sets of those, but I guess I'll just skip to the next. I'm just gonna do these and we're gonna check out the last or superset. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, it feels great to have the weights back in its place and like have everything kind of sorted out. This bike, however, is going to be somewhat of a little bit of a trick for me to solve, but I think I know how I'm going to do it. Basically, there's a tube in the corner right there, right? Which is kind of in the way for the bike. So I would need to have to, on some way, like kind of like force that tube to be facing another direction. Because then what happens now is that when I'm putting it down on weight plates, when the bar's out here, the bar is hitting the bike. But you know, I could put it out here as well, but yeah, I don't know. I would need like 1 square meter more and I would be golden. So let's see. So I had the camera looking okay, and then I changed it, and of course now it's going to be difficult to find a new spot. Okay. Superset, biceps curls, finally, and some face pulls. Keeping it simple, guys. So. I would really, you know what, I'm actually going to use the easy bar on this one, I think. Well, face pulls first. Or now I'm gonna go with this one. Maybe I'll change the next rhyme, but play the card, lays on the table. This is like fatigue burning, you know. Like you can do one more, but it sucks. we did it. We finished it. So the reason I kind of stopped in the beginning was because, like with an easy bar, which kind of like shaped, instead of holding your hands like this, you hold them like this, and it's usually a little bit more, you know, gentle on your wrists. So, but I felt like I can power through this. It's gonna take too much time, or too much time. It's gonna take too long to change the weights, you know. And so I see now the video is about 1 hour, 20 minutes of warm up. I think this setup is amazing. I can feel the pump back in my shoulders, on my biceps. Overall, great session. And I think I'm gonna like this one. I mean, I liked the previous one, and had I not gone back to BJJ, I would have gone with something similar volume, maybe try to up the volume a little bit more, but going to BJJ for, you know, at least, or probably around 3 times per week, and having 4 gym sessions, that's gonna be 7 sessions a week where you work out, you know. And I think going above that, closing in on age 30, I don't think it's gonna be really realistic. Maybe I'm missing out on some percentage by playing it safe, but I'd much rather do that than, you know, break myself down, you know. I need longevity, I need a reason to keep going, and, you know, not be too impatient, you know. So yeah, that felt great. It's a little bit colder in the garage now because we're putting down the heating pump. Hopefully the thermal drilling hole is not overused and not, you know, out of energy. In that case, we're gonna have to do it another, you know, drill down another hole, which now in the winter is really expensive and bothersome. In the summer, it's still gonna be expensive, but it's not gonna be the same hassle, you know. So we'll see. We're gonna turn down the heat. Maybe we're gonna install like a firewood heater here, so we can, you know, just put in firewood, because we deal with that, so we can we can keep everything warm at a relative low cost, seeing how, you know, so we sell trees and make planks, but trees are also going to fall down and they're going to have cracks in them, so there's no point in selling them because we're not going to get good logs from them, because they're just going to fall apart, and the industry is not going to pay us well for them. So then we just make our own firewood out of them, you know, and use it for ourselves. And then we have to take into account the self-cost of the machines, which we already have now, some of them. So it's the self-cost of the diesel. And if you look at the self-cost of the diesel and electricity in a short period of time, seeing how much firewood we can get out, it's a good deal for us. So yeah, now I'm gonna go inside, have a protein shake, recover, go and see the counselor, psychologist guy, go home, breathe for a second, have a quick meal, go back into the city and do my BJJ for tonight. A lot of trips now, but it's Monday, then Tuesday is gonna be all rest. Wednesday, gym, BJJ, Thursday, rest. Friday, gym, work, BJJ, evening, 99 mining. That's this week. And also, keep on, I mean, like, I'm not gonna like put pressure on myself, but, you know, to remind myself to be nice to other people, you know. I'm not nice. I would say I'm pretty nice, I'm pretty generous, but still, you know, be nice to other people, add kindness to the world, and the world will reward you with kindness. Oh well, I'm talking too much now. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.